Swamiji, one question was troubling my mind. Since I came to know that you had lived in the jungle doing tapasya for many years, how did you overcome this fear of wild animals or darkness living in the forest? What was your experience? I would like to know that.
Fear is the most difficult instinct in a human being to overcome. It is a very difficult proclivity that permeates all through our marrow, all through our blood cells. It's not so easy to eliminate fear from your heart. Even Patanjali says that there are 5 instincts: avidya, asmita, rag, desh, abhinivesh. This abhinivesh means attachment to life, attachment to the body. And even Vidush, those who are Vidusha, those who are elevated people, they also find it very difficult to overcome, this attachment to life. So, such a thing. And all the time we are chased by fear because there is little headache or stomach ache and you start fearing. Your all imagination starts, of cancer, of this, of that. So many kinds of negative thoughts, assail your mind. So this fear is very difficult, is a very difficult thing to overcome. Then again, we know that there are different kinds of fear. There are different kinds of fear. Like somebody is afraid of jungle, somebody is afraid of darkness, somebody is afraid of ghost, somebody is afraid of wild animals. Somebody is so courageous that they don't get scared from animals or darkness or anything, and they can go through jungle, go through anything, and they are bold men. But if you ask him to stand before 200 people and to deliver few words on certain subject, he will be scared. His maybe knees will be shaking and throat will be drying, like Arjun's throat dried, drying. So that is another kind of fear, fear of people, fear of prestige. And then one Pandit who is very eloquent in speaking, he speaks before people very boldly, and he may not have fear, or he may have fear for the jungle, or even at night get out of the room is very difficult for him. That is one kind. But suppose a person is a Pandit, he can speak very willfully to the people and he has no fear for jungle or anything. But if you ask him, the Panditji, you give a lot of examples of renunciation, of enlightenment and all this, and can you give up your family and all and live with me in the jungle for a year or two and meditate? He says, brother, I can be in the jungle for a while only. I cannot be for 1 year because I have my children, I have my wife, I have this. So spiritual fear. So there is spiritual fear, there is intellectual fear, there is physical fear, basically 3. And all these 3 fears are focused on one point. Where from it emerges, where from it arises? It arises from attachment. Attachment. Very nicely Raja Bhartihari, the King Bhartihari, who was the elder brother of King Vikramaditya, the famous king, in his court was Kalidas, the great poet. So Bhartihari in the jungle, he has written 3 books, We nowadays read in the school Shakespeare, Keats, Byron, Wordsworth, but we don't read Bhartihari. Bhartihari is so one. Here Vairagya Shatakam, Singar Shatakam, and Niti Shatakam. So in Vairagya Shatakam he has said clearly, Bhoge Roga Bhayam, Kule Chuti Bhayam, Mane Doina Bhayam, Kaye Kritantad Bhayam, Dhane Nipalad Bhayam, Rupe Jaraya Bhayam, Sharbam Vastu Bhayanitam, Bhuvinenam Vairagyam Eva Bhayam. Bhoge Roga Bhayam. If you try to enjoy because you have money and you have materials, so you try to enjoy and you can be diseased, a fear of disease. Bhoge Roga Bhayam. Kule Chuti Bhayam. You are a person of high lineage and you are always scared that somebody may tell you something or you may fall off from your status, your social status. Mane Doina Bhayam. If people respect you, then if somebody doesn't say you hello or namaste, then you get depressed. That's why that man knows me, but he has not said anything. So the mane doina bhayam, doina means depression. It might create depression in you. And then kaya kritantad bhayam. If you have a very strong body, powerful body, then at any moment Kritanta, the Yamraj, the king of death, might attack you. That fear is there. Kaya kritanta bhayam. And Shastre Badi Bhayam. If you know, have learnt a lot of scriptures, got by heart, no realization, then you are afraid that some superior man of erudition, man of scholar, man of book knowledge might dominate you. Similarly, Dhani Niparad Bhayam. If you have much money, anytime customs may check you. A king may ask you, a government may check your wealth, So that way, Sarvam Vastu Bhayannitam, he says. In this world, everything with which you are attached, you are connected, is fraught with fear. This possibility of fear is lying in everything. Sarvam Vastu Bhayannitam, Bhuvi Ninam Vairaggam Eva Bhayam. Only for human being, only thing is fearless. Only thing makes him fearless, that is Vairagya. When you think that nothing is yours, neither his body is yours, your beauty, your health, your anything, nothing is yours, your money is not yours, nothing is yours. Because anything belong to the world belongs to nobody. It is world. The moment you are established in this psychology, that nothing belongs to you and you belong to God and God belongs to you. Like Ramakrishna Paramahansa says, this world is a huge lunatic asylum where every person is mad, some after money, some after name, some after fame, some after women, and a few after God, and I am one of them. So exactly in the same way, this world, everybody is attached to everything. Naturally, fear never leaves them. And how to overcome this fear? The only way to overcome this fear is surrender to God. Surrender to God. If you have the more you surrender, feeling of surrender, it's not just talk, but it's from the heart. If you are able to surrender yourself to God and think that everything that belongs to you, right from your qualities to your properties, everything belongs to God, actually your fear is slowly disappearing. Fear will go. Fear will go. It is said in the Gita that Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga means the work done without attachment, with intelligence, is called Buddhi Yoga. And the work done with attachment is called Karma. So he says, Dureino avaram karma Buddhi Yoga dhananjaya Buddho sarvamanicha kripana phalhetava. Dureino avaram karma, this action that people do for survival every day is what? Is very low in comparison to Buddhi Yoga, the yoga of selfless work, selfless activity. So Arjun, you follow this yoga of intelligence. Work carefully that no attachment, no greed can attack you, grip you. So that Buddhi Yoga is much superior than the average karma that people do for survival. So Buddham Sravanicha Kripana Phalhetava, only those people who are Kripan, miserly, narrow-minded, short wavelength, they only work for result, and get bound. So this yoga, he says, Nehabhi kramanashasti pratyabhaya na vidyate shalpam pisha dharmasya trayate mahata bhayat. There is no abhikramanash, that means loss of effort. Even if you have given bread to a dog without any selfish interest, that will not be lost. This is superior result. It will bring you superior result, long lasting result. So says, Nehabhi kramanashasti, any work that you do with this buddhi, selfless, that the fruit will not be lost. Like many people invest money for business and it is lost. Many work you try to undertake something and it is lost, But in this, there is no possibility of getting lost. Any smallest work that you do with pure attitude will pay you spiritually, even physically, even mentally, your peace. So, Nehabhi kramanashasti pratyabhaya na vidyate, there is no contrary result. Like some year the farmers, they sow seed, a paddy, but no rain and it is gone. Contrary result. or somebody doctor diagnoses in a wrong way and gives medicine and wrong, disease is dead, the patient is dead. Not disease is dead, but patient is dead. I'm sorry. So, so anyhow, you understand my point? So pratyabhaya, the contrary result. So neither there is loss of effort, nor there is any contrary result, but what is there? What do you gain? Even if a little quantity of this you practice every day, selfless activity, trayate mahatabhayat, you are freed from great fear of death. There cannot be any greater fear than the fear of death, and you are released from that. You are released from that. I tell you a small happening. It's not a story, but it's a happening. In England, there was a great revolutionary person. He was fighting against government. Government which was not, he was tyrannical, and he was fighting against that. He was a revolutionary person, and there were many supporters of him. Many people supported him. So ultimately he was caught by the British government, and he was taken to custody and finally to the court, and the judges concluded that he should be hanged. He should be hanged because he stood against the government, as the Britishers did in India too, you know that. So he should be hanged. So when this was announced, the verdict was announced that he should be hanged, and he was asked by the judges that, what is your last wish? What do you want? Tomorrow you will be hanged on the pulpit before the public. So what is your last wish? He said that, okay, I don't care your verdict, because it is not justice, it is not the right justice, it is partial, I know, so I don't care for that, I am not afraid of that. But I need one sweater, warm sweater, before you hang me. Everybody laughed. What is this last wish? He could be talking about his wife, family, other things, but he's asking for a sweater, and when he is going to be hanged. So why did he ask? So everybody asked him that, why do you ask a sweater, good sweater, when you are going to be hanged on the pulpit? What is the purpose of that? He said, it is cold. On the pulpit, because of the cold, your dress, that attire that you will give me is not enough. I will be shivering in the cold. And the followers, my supporters, would think that I am shivering because of life. Because of life, I am afraid of life. People will think, I am not afraid of life, but I don't want to leave a wrong impression upon my followers at the last moment. So I will be comfortable, so that I am not shivering from fear, but I am shivering from the cold. So I should have a warm cloth, warm sweater, and then die. So when somebody does selfless work, be it for nation, be it for public, be it for God, be it for anything, be it for animals, when you do selfless work, your fear is gone. So I have done 10 years of work in India thoroughly, without any selfish interest, then went to the forest. And I did work thoroughly, traveling all through day and night in India, teaching people, speaking people, and helping people in the all relief activities. So that way, and also I learned Tantra, where at midnight I have to go to the cremation, sometimes all alone, and there, even if it is the shivering cold, I have to put off my cloth, and there I have to practice, and unless the schedule is complete, I could not give it up. So that sort of practices, earlier practices, and from childhood I was very courageous. I was very courageous. I would be challenging all the time. I believe that you must challenge yourself first. If you have any weaknesses, you must overcome. Fear is most of our fear is fabricated, is more fabricated, So this fabricated fear must be shattered, because I have overcome the fear of speaking to the public. I have spoken before 50,000 of people for hours, sometimes many speeches I have made in my life, thousands of speeches. So I have no fear of people. And I have overcome the fear of ghosts and all these things by going to the cremations. Then I have to overcome the fear living alone. Living alone is more difficult sometimes, more difficult than living in the jungle. So living alone, so I practiced that. So it was a challenge unto myself, and the challenge in some way successful.